Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars. Oh guys, today is such a beautiful day and I had to come out just to get the remainders of this beautiful fall weather. As we know, soon it's going to be bare on these trees, so I said let me take this opportunity, but most importantly I want to come and pay a homage to Mental Health Month, which was Tuesday, which was yesterday as I filmed this particular video. With that being said, you know, guys, I have disclosed that I have struggled and am still dealing with mental health and depression as well. And when I say depression, which is new to me to add to the list, I am experiencing a heavy transition which is called menopause. I'm in what you would say pre-menopausal state, which is not the easiest transition to go through as a woman, which is allowing me to face different aspects of my life, making different decisions, owning up to fears, or I should say facing fears, because your body is being pushed to deal and to receive so many different changes, sleep deprivation, night sweats, lethargic, you name it, is on the list. And this is new to me. You know, it kind of feels like your body is betraying you. And it's a mental, the physical is one thing, but the mentals is really, it's a hard thing to deal with. And I'm blessed to have help. I have sought a therapist, which I have discussed in previous episodes. I still speak to my therapist. One of the best things I could have did for my life. I suggest anybody that's dealing with mental health to really take that time to give back and seek answers. There's nothing shameful about seeking help for your mental positions or positionings that you find yourself in. Something that we find ourselves to be shameful. We're getting better, I believe. I believe society are coming to terms with our mental state is just as important as our physical state, which sometimes can be questionable, right? You know, we tend to feel sorry for people where we can physically see what they're going through. And whereas a person that is dealing with some mental challenges, it may not be as forgiving, let's just say, from my personal experience. And you, number one, you may not be as forgiving for yourself because, again, you're not seeing, you're just going through. And a lot of times, you know, mental health can be triggered from so many reasons. Trauma, chemical imbalance in yourself, your diet, so many things, but you would never know unless you take that step to get help. Every decision that I have ever made, guys, was because of the Lord. Whether I knew it or not, the grace of God has gotten me through. The grace of God is continuing getting me through, and being able to face these challenges. Because, you know, when you're up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning and you can't sleep, you are alone with God. It's you and the Lord, or whoever's next to you, right? But you're alone with your thoughts. It's easy to go, your mind is working on overtime, looking for answers. This is a time of slumber, when we are in our present state where we have the ability to be calm, right? This is when questions and thoughts and wanting to have answers want to come about. And it's not necessarily meaning that you're going to get those answers. And you have to be okay with that. Just knowing that you're doing your best, just knowing that you are fighting the good fight, just knowing that you are taking time for self, to be at peace with yourself, is a big thing. Hello. Oh. I'm fine. Good morning. Guys, the dogs love your girl. Today I came outside without Benji. I needed this little time for myself. I needed just to come out and just receive what I needed to receive from nature. And I tell you, always the best. But guys, be sure to love on yourselves. Be sure to forgive yourself. And I always say prayer helps. When I am in those moments of solace, when I'm in those moments where I can't even go to sleep, I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it's an hour and some change before I even get back to sleep. I am forced to be, it's a couple of things that's going on here, right? Because you get frustrated, you want to get angry with yourself. And when I find myself in those states, I just focus on God. I focus on what is working for me. I focus on my breathing. I allow myself to feel where I'm at and just delve in a sense of gratitude, knowing that God has made me. He has created me in his image. So everything that I am dealing with, everything that I am going through, he knew that this was going to be my situation. He knew that I was going to be in a position where I was going to seek him and ask for answers. And there's something beautiful within that, because God says, I knew you before you was in your mother's womb. Now, I remember the first time I read that really held a lot of space for me, in terms of calming me down, knowing that the Creator knew you before you were even born, before you was even in your mother's womb. That is a deep situation. That is a deep quote. And it has helped me so many times, because we ask for answers. I'm blessed to be able to call my mother and be like, hey, but she's a human being too, right? She doesn't have all the answers, but God does. And personally, opening up my Bible, speaking to God, asking for wisdom, asking for aid in my times of trouble, fear, anxiety, depression, right? Because chemically, if you're not sleeping, because I was anxiety was always a type struggle, and still is, right? At times, I'm not claiming it, but this is something as a human being I do deal with. But to add on depression is not funny, and even in those times, because you're not sleeping, when you're not sleeping, this is the time you heal, okay? This is the time your body takes time to rest. This is the time your body takes time to do what it does, being that you were, moving about and all type of stuff, right? We need time to heal ourselves. We need time to grow in any shape or form. Just because you may not be growing physically anymore, that doesn't mean that your body is not healing. This is, you shed skin, you do a lot of things when you sleep, and you'd be surprised. It's just you're in slumber for the other parts of you to work, and when you're awake, you're doing what it's needed to receive when you're awake, like eating, bathing, and so on, right? So I had to come to terms that this is also one of the things that does take place when you are dealing with menopause. And I find that they don't talk about it too much. There's women, there's women out here that is talking about it. I think even for me, I think that the fact that there is no cure. This is a natural process, and it looks different for every woman. It looks different for everybody. So there is no one size fit all, right? Because even me, I'm noticing some hormonal changes that's causing other like things that's going on, right? And it's frustrating. But I will say this: God is good. God is good. You know, we go through different phases in our lives. You know, we went through when we were little trying to crawl and walk, and I'm sure we had a lot of boo-boos along the way. Adolescence, oof, that was a gem, right? And if you were blessed to be in a position to have childbirth, right? And then you go through these positionings when you find yourself going through the change, right? Which is menopause. And I am taking back my serenity. I am taking back my, how can I say, my freedom. And the way I am choosing to do that is to allow myself to be, allow myself to do what I do, allow myself the space to grow and to receive and to just commune within self, because it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, guys. This little dog right here, so cute, Superman.